Coming up, sheriff's deputies make an arrest in a road rage crash that injured a motorcycle rider last weekend. A man accused of shooting two Sarasota women is busted in Bradenton. And a new low-cost airline flies into SRQ for the first time. Which cities the airline will connect to the Suncoast? Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at noon.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, an arrest in a violent road rage incident. Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies finding and arresting the driver accused of deliberately crashing his car into a motorcycle rider last weekend in Sarasota. Video of that crash has since gone viral. The sheriff's office just wrapping up a press conference with details of that arrest. Detectives arresting 30-year-old Magdiel Medrano Bonilla of El Salvador, who is here as an illegal alien. He faces charges including operating a vehicle without a license and aggravated battery. We've all seen the shocking cell phone video recorded by a witness. According to deputies, the incident happened over the weekend on Beneva Road near Riviera Drive. The two motorists appear to be having some sort of dispute. The video shows the victim on a motorcycle, Darren Hendrickson, being pushed off the road by the Mazda. Investigators say Medrano Bonilla had stripped that Mazda of its tag, all four doors and windows, and was planning to destroy it. Here's Sheriff Tom Knight.
As this individual who was driving a motorcycle certainly could have been killed or much more severely injured. And most importantly, we got an individual with a violent temper off the streets with the hopes that he could be removed from Sarasota County, sent back to his country of origin.
Hendrickson is recovering from a fractured rib with staples in his knee. We'll have more on this story coming up in our evening newscast. Happening today, the sentencing phase begins for a Venice man once again convicted of murder. Sarasota County jury found John Allen Lee guilty of killing his ex-girlfriend, Tracy Nabergall, and a neighbor, Jason Salter, back in 2011. His first trial ended in a mistrial. His second trial, he was found guilty, but the judge later threw out that conviction. Lee now faces either the death penalty or life in prison without parole. An update now on a recent shooting. A Sarasota man with 45 previous felony charges is now back behind bars facing yet another one. U.S. Marshals Florida Regional Fugitive Task Force arresting Linval Cahoon in Bradenton. He's accused of shooting two women last Friday morning in Sarasota's Newtown neighborhood. Cahoon is charged with 2 counts of attempted murder and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. A Manatee County bus driver is out of the job after being convicted of soliciting a prostitute. Jerome Heaven was arrested by an undercover sting operation by Bradenton police last summer. He was convicted by a jury in February and sentenced to probation plus community service. Heaven had his termination hearing in front of the school board last evening and tried to convince school board members to allow him to keep his job.
I'm the father of 13 children, and I have 37 grandchildren. I'm around children all the time. Are they around me? I got kids still in school, grandchildren in school. And you talking about don't be around kids? That's crazy, to tell you the truth.
Since his arrest, Heaven has not been around students of the district. Instead, the district assigned him to a county support center. We're learning more today about the new developments out of the nation's capital on a suspected chemical attack in Syria. The U.S. slamming Russia for vetoing a UN resolution to create an international investigation of the incident. This as President Trump and allies weigh a military response. ABC's Molly Hunter is in London with more.
President Trump has announced his military plans to the world in a tweet, something he said he would never do. He tweeted, "Russia vows to shoot down any and all missiles fired at Syria. Get ready, Russia, because they will be coming, nice and new and smart. You shouldn't be partners with a gas-killing animal who kills his own people and enjoys it." The Russian Foreign Ministry fired back, "Smart rockets ought to fly toward terrorists and not at a lawful government." Russia has been Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's biggest and most reliable ally. Yesterday, vetoing a resolution that would have formed an independent investigation into the latest suspected chemical weapons attack in Syria.
History will record that on this day, Russia chose protecting a monster over the lives of the Syrian people.
The World Health Organization now says more than 500 people were injured in addition to dozens killed. But the only international body who can independently verify the attack is the OPCW, the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, and its investigators will arrive at the site of the attack in Douma, Syria shortly, taking samples from the area and from victims, finding and testing munitions like this canister. Weapons experts and human rights organizations say the Assad regime has used the same yellow gas canisters in previous chlorine attacks. And we're told the U.S. military options that are being considered range from light to very heavy impact, but now it seems almost certain that a military response will come very soon. Molly Hunter, ABC News, London.
In Algeria, at least 250 people are feared dead after a military plane crashed southwest of the capital of Algiers. Smoke can be seen rising from the plane's tilted fuselage. State-run media say 10 of those killed were the plane's crew. Cranes are now working to move some of the debris to continue the search, and it's still not clear if there were any survivors from that crash. Remember, you can head to our app for more information on this story and other breaking news and First Alert weather forecasts. Just go to your app store and search for WWSB or My Suncoast. Well, it's the oldest and one of the highest honors you can get in combat, the Purple Heart, awarded to those men and women wounded or have lost their lives in combat. Many of those heroes live right here on the Suncoast, and now one county is showing its appreciation to those veterans every day. ABC 7's Marla Spence has more. We apologize for obviously having an audio issue for that. We'll try to show you that story a little later in the newscast. But right now, let's talk about our weather. And the difference between now and 24 hours ago is remarkable. Yeah.
Huge difference. We got a ton of rain yesterday, and it was good. We needed the rainfall,
sure
certainly. Sometimes when it comes down that heavy, a lot of it runs off.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, we have another chance of some rainfall later in the week. But for today, oh, spectacular. Gotta love it. Just gotta love it. Lower relative humidities, lots of blue sky. Started off the morning with a few clouds, but they rapidly mixed away. And now we're left for the rest of the afternoon, I think, with mostly sunny conditions. And that'll be the case, I think, probably for the next day or two. It'll slowly get humidity back, but enjoy it while you can. Today, the dew points are falling. Titan radar not showing a drop of rain around across any part of the state. It is a dry condition that we have to the north of us, and that is all sinking south into our area. Some areas down around, Fort Myers, and even as far north as parts of Charlotte Harbor, still seeing a little bit more cloud cover, but that's rapidly in the process of retreating. Temperatures across the region generally in the low 70s. Top it out today at or slightly below average, coming in the upper 70s. We'll call it 77 for a daytime high. And as we head into the evening hours, should be just beautiful. A gorgeous sunset with high pressure setting to the west. We'll have plenty of colors in the sky, followed by a nighttime low in the 60s. Scott?
Okay, thank you, John. Allegiant is now flying in and out of the Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport. Passengers were welcomed from Indianapolis on the ultra-low-cost carrier's first stop at SRQ, and were welcomed with that spray from the fire trucks. Allegiant also offering flights to and from Pittsburgh, and later this year will add Cincinnati as well. SRQ CEO Rick Piccolo says he's excited to see where this new partnership could go.
You look at how Allegiant operates, usually when they enter a city, they tend to grow rather rapidly, and we think this is going to be a great location for them, and we look forward to that rapid growth from them as well.
I think what's so exciting is we have seen such a demand for these flights, for people wanting to go to the Sarasota-Bradenton area. So we're happy to now provide those affordable, nonstop flights for everyone.
Allegiant's return flight to Indianapolis will take off just after 1, and then a Pittsburgh flight will arrive tonight at around 6:40. Sarasota named one of the best places to live in the country. Sarasota, one of only 4 Florida cities that made the cut to the top 50 best places to live. The U.S. News and World Report survey looked at quality of life, the job market, the housing market, schools, and health care. It reveals Sarasota made the list thanks to our warm temperatures, award-winning beaches, and the fact the city continues to grow and attract new residents. And if you were wondering, the best place to live in the country, according to this survey, is Austin, Texas. Still to come in your Suncoast News, why the key to a better night's sleep for your teen could be as simple as a new alarm clock. And child-shaming videos are all over the internet, but are they good long-term for our kids?
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment, and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Fun for the whole family. The 26th Annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, benefiting special athletes of Sarasota County, fossil vendors, arts and crafts, food, children's games, and live entertainment with headliners the Gator Creek Band on Friday night, Rockin' Rogues, Maiden Cane, Glass Onion, Kettle of Fish, Paisley Craze, and the Boogeymen. Admission $4, children 12 and under free. Parking is free. The annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, April 13th, 14th, and 15th at the Venice Airport Festival Grounds.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Choral Artists of Sarasota presents Saints and Singers. The powerful voices of the 40 choral artist singers are joined by acclaimed mezzo-soprano Amy Jo Connors, performing John Rutter's arrangements of such beloved spirituals as Joshua Fit the Battle of Jericho, When the Saints Go Marching In, and more. The concert also features medleys highlighting hits from Broadway and the sublime music of Cole Porter. Sunday, April 15th, 7:30 p.m. at First Church, Sarasota. Tickets and info are at choralartistsarasota.org or by calling 387-4900.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights. Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So an air temperature of just a beautiful, cool, crisp 73 degrees. And check out the dew point. I mean, we've gone from dew points in the 70s yesterday to 50 now. So that really feels superb. Plenty of sunshine out there, full sunshine. And a north wind breezy as well at about 16. I don't know. To me, this seems like the perfect weather. We'll get up to about 77 degrees for a daytime high. Not a chance of rain in the forecast for today. Probably for tomorrow, definitely for tomorrow, and probably all the way through Saturday, probably even maybe half the day on Sunday. Rain showers exiting the region now. Those were the last remaining gasp of the system that brought us those rains yesterday. We have quiet conditions here locally, and that's the way it's going to be. We started off the morning with a little bit of cloud cover around. You woke up this morning, you might have thought, oh, gee, we're going to get more rainfall around. Well, it didn't last long because that dry air from the north just really mixed in quite efficiently and got rid of those clouds pretty quickly. So I think as we go through the remainder of the day, if we didn't have a north wind, all the sun that we have right now would definitely heat us up into the mid-80s. But that wind out of the north drawing down that slightly cooler and certainly drier air is really preventing us from getting too terribly warm today. By 3 p.m., we'll probably be at about 77 degrees, 74 degrees as we head into 7 p.m., and it should be spectacular. Should have a very nice sunset, should have beautiful conditions at the beaches. If you want to take a walk, should be nice. Maybe just slightly on the cool side for some folks. If you're going to take a walk on the beach, you may want a light sweater this evening, as those winds will still be kind of breezy. 77 by midnight, and then as you get up tomorrow morning, we'll be pretty close to the 60-degree mark. So some nice conditions for you today. Futurecast put in the motion shows that north wind continuing for today, but then starting as we head into the next 24 hours or so, start to turn more consistently out of the east. And with that consistent easterly flow, we'll ever so slowly start to work back in moisture and humidity. And I think by the time we get to, well, probably certainly Saturday, but maybe even Friday, you'll start to notice that humidity value starting to creep up again. So there's what remains of our front. Showers and thunderstorms moving out into Atlantic waters, high pressure building back behind that front, providing us with the fair skies. Now, back to the Pacific Northwest. We have another system kind of developing here. It's stormy along the coastline for Oregon and Washington State. That low pressure area will eventually work its way into the open plains and kind of morph into a system that will eventually bring some colder air our way and a stronger cold front to do it. That stronger cold front will arrive on Sunday, and when it comes through, we could see some stronger storms around. But until then, it's all about that high pressure ridge and the sunshine, the dry conditions. And then we'll wait for that stronger front. Here's the long-range futurecast. That last little bit of rainfall departs, and then we wait for the next system to arrive on Sunday and exit here by Monday. Now, the thing is, it's a little early to tell whether or not this will provide us with severe weather, but it'll probably be a first alert weather day. Certainly around the northern part of the Gulf Coast, there's a good chance on Saturday for some stronger storms, about a 15% chance for severe weather. So it's something we'll have to keep an eye on as we head into Sunday and the system gets a little closer to us. North wind coming in at about 15, turns easterly at about 15 today. Moderate chop on bay and inland waters. 77, our daytime high today. Tomorrow a little bit warmer, but still dry and nice. And then as we head into the next couple of days thereafter, we'll see the temperatures start to climb. We'll also notice the humidity begin to increase, especially on Saturday. And that front arrive on Sunday with its 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms, probably in the second half of the day, but it's a little early to tell. Anyway, after that front moves through, watch the temperatures fall. For this time of year, it'll be a nice little shot of cooler air with a high on Monday of 70 degrees. Scott?
That looks nice. Thank you, John. In HealthSmart, what can help a teen improve their mood and their sleep habits? Well, the answer may just be a different alarm clock. ABC's Arlette Saenz explains.
Is your teen tired and grumpy? Part of that comes with the turf, but new research confirms that it might not be entirely their fault. If teens feel a lot of pressure to get good grades and participate in after-school activities, all while making new friends and deciding their career path, this process can make for late nights and very little sleep. Could starting school a little more in tune with their natural circadian rhythm help? New research looked at how later school start times affected a group of teenage girls at a school in Singapore. Just by moving school start time later by 45 minutes, the teens reported more sleep and better mood within 1 month. The American Academy of Pediatrics supports the idea. In a 2014 statement, the organization recommended a middle school and high school start time no earlier than 8:30 a.m. In addition, they emphasized the importance of teenagers getting 8.5 to 9.5 hours of sleep a night. While supported by science, parents of teens may be thinking, yeah, as if. During the 2011-2012 school year, only 18% of public schools started at 8:30 a.m. or later. If you start schools later, critics argue transportation problems follow, particularly related to school buses during rush hour traffic. Others worry that delayed school start times will make it hard to schedule after-school activities. Regardless of your school start time, pediatricians implore teens to get a regular bedtime and limit cell phone and TV use before bed. Many argue that a media curfew would be great for teens. It couldn't hurt parents either. With this Medical Minute, I'm Arlette Saenz, ABC News.
All right, time to get over to the kitchen and check in for the first time with ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher. Judy?
You know, this time of year, even in Florida, it's cool enough to enjoy some great soups and stews. So today I'm going to teach you how to make a somewhat spicy Thai chicken soup with soba noodles. Soba noodles are great because they're made out of buckwheat, so a lot of people that are on diet restrictions can still have the buckwheat noodles. But if you want to avoid them completely, I'm even going to show you where to get spiralized sweet potato noodles to put inside. We're going to sear up some bone-in chicken breasts, pull them off the bone, because bone-in is going to add a lot more flavor. Use some coconut milk, lots of different seasonings, and this soup gets better with time, so make it the day before. To prep, I recommend the day before you do a lot of your prep, because it is a lot of chopping, but then you'll have it all ready to pull out, and you can whip it up within an hour. I'll be back in a few minutes to get started cooking.
Psst. Want to know a secret? If you're looking for the best selection of area rugs at an unbelievable price, the only place you need to look is Rugs is Art. I know what you're thinking. Expensive, right? Wrong. Rugs is Art has the largest selection of area rugs on the west coast of Florida in a variety of styles, with 8x11 area rugs starting at $199. Largest selection, personalized service, and unbelievably low prices. You'll find it all at Rugs is Art.
Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
20 years ago, the moviegoers of Sarasota looked up at the silver screen and wanted something more. And they got exactly what they wanted. 20 years of some of the best independent films from around the world. The most iconic Hollywood stars walking the red carpet. The most glamorous parties in Southwest Florida. 20 years building up to the most exciting announcement in, well, 20 years. At the Sarasota Film Festival, April 13th to the 22nd.
CashNet USA is trusted by over 2 million customers.
Perfect. When I lean back, I trust that you will be there to catch me.
Okay, bad idea, bad idea.
Apply now at CashNetUSA.com.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
Dot Pharmacy is a website verification program that helps you identify safe and trustworthy online pharmacies. Purchasing medicine online can be safe and easy. Just look for pharmacy to the right of the dot in website addresses.
The La Musica International Chamber Music Festival, the annual celebration of a distinctive cultural gem in Sarasota, with renowned musicians from around the world. April 9th through April 18th at the Sarasota Opera House. Visit lamusicafestival.org, click on Festival, open tickets, and get your seats now.
Imagine a world filled with pillow fights, playgrounds, and the search for the perfect climbing tree. Every kid deserves that world, but 1 in 5 kids in America struggle with hunger. At No Kid Hungry, we're committed to creating a world where every kid eats healthy food every day. We raise funds, we help families, and we lift up communities.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
Line of parents punishing their kids, but could the new trend be a bad idea in the long run? ABC's Ariel Reshef has the story of one father whose video post went viral and says it worked for him.
Welcome to You Better Listen to Your Dad 2018.
You may be seeing it more and more. Parents using social media to curb their child's bad behavior.
This is a healthy way for a child to be punished.
Brian Thornhill's Facebook Live video of his 10-year-old son running a mile to school in the rain as he drove slowly behind him went viral last month.
This right here is just old school simple parenting.
The 33-year-old father of 2 said he decided on the punishment when his son was suspended from the school bus for misbehaving and bullying one of his classmates.
He was being a little bully, which I do not tolerate, cannot stand.
This Georgia mom's post went viral after she made her 13-year-old son shop for clothes at Goodwill after she says he was developing a sense of entitlement.
Feeling like he's, better than the other kids at school because he gets name brand things and just making like snarky, rude, underlying remarks.
Both parents in these cases say the posts weren't part of the punishment and were not meant to humiliate their kids. They say they also asked permission from their kids before posting. But some question whether sharing these moments online can hurt a child's self-esteem. Some parents say disciplinary actions have to grow with the times.
Since he's been running to school this week, his behavior's been much better.
You can be a parent for 18 years and raise your children for 18 years. After that, you can be a friend for the rest of their life.
I don't know if I've changed my son forever, but I know that I will never sit back and watch him or any child, bully or try to bully another child.
For Good Morning America, Ariel Reshef, ABC News, New York.
Back to the kitchen now and check in again with Judy Gallagher. Judy.
Okay, time to get out your Dutch oven. And it's, people that aren't too sure about cooking, it sounds odd. A Dutch oven sounds like it should be a particular oven. It's really almost like a cast iron casserole pan that can go right on the burners. These are great for making stews, beef bourguignon, and hearty soups like this. Now, what I did was I bought bone-in chicken breasts, and then I had them pull the skin off. So I seasoned them with salt and pepper, and I seared them in the pot in some coconut oil and vegetable oil, just a little bit. Once it cools, then you can pull it off the bone. Another thing you can do if you have roast chicken, your leftovers are going to be perfect for this. Just remember, you never want skin in the pot when you're cooking soup because it's going to add a lot of fat, but the bones are why the meat is so flavorful, so keep that in. So I'm going to show you how the onions, the red onion, starts to get a little bit translucent. And just for the sake of time, normally I'll do that for about 4 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and add chopped fresh garlic and fresh ginger. And those are the aromatics that are really going to bring this to a good level, okay? Now, right at this time, while these are simmering, you can go ahead and boil up your buckwheat noodles. They take about 4 minutes. Super easy again, so that part will be ready to go in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the red curry paste. You can get this almost anywhere, nice varieties of the paste over at the Fresh Market. So since my spoon's a little bigger, just turn it around and we can get what you want basically are 3 tablespoons. Now, you want it a little more spicy, go spicy. But if you want it just to have a little kick, but mellow enough that even kids will eat it, then I say the 3 tablespoons is really going to be just fine. So I'm scraping the bottom, as you can see, as we go, right? So that's to get all that great freshness. We're going to take our chicken stock now and add that to the pot. And again, remember, the onions would have sauteed just about 3 more minutes if we had the time, but still, this is just going to come out great. So about 6 cups of chicken stock, and when you come back, we are going to really make magic in this pot.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991. Now, in one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TruStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TruStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now.
Florida Studio Theater presents Blue Suede Shoes, celebrating the birth of rock and roll. From the father of rock and roll, Chuck Berry, to the king himself, Elvis Presley, this musical review features such great hits as Rock Around the Clock, Mustang Sally, Johnny Be Good, and of course, Blue Suede Shoes. Critics are calling Blue Suede Shoes a burst of rock history, dynamic and high voltage. Audiences are calling it phenomenal. Blue Suede Shoes has been held over by popular demand. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting FloridaStudioTheater.org.
Coming up, House Speaker Paul Ryan says he will not be running for re-election. We'll tell you why. Plus, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg back on Capitol Hill for another day of testimony, what he's saying today about the Cambridge Analytica scandal. Why the Stoneman Douglas High School shooter is back in court today.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. Our top story today at 12:30. After nearly 20 years, House Speaker Paul Ryan says he will not run for re-election. ABC's Tara Palmieri has details as the Speaker says this will be his last year as a member of the House.
In a surprise announcement, Speaker Paul Ryan announced that he's done with Congress.
I am announcing that this year will be my last one as a member of the House.
This ahead of a tough midterm election that could have landed him the title Minority Leader. Ryan will finish out his term and retire in January. Analysts say his Wisconsin congressional seat isn't necessarily safe for Republicans, reminding that he never sought the title that placed him third in line to the president.
Thank you, Nancy. You all know that I did not seek this job. I took it reluctantly, but I have given this job everything that I have, and I have no regrets whatsoever for having accepted this responsibility.
President Trump tweeting that he's a good man and will, quote, leave a legacy of achievement that nobody can question. His biggest achievement? Tax reform.
That's something I've been working on in my entire adult life.
But he's also struggled with a very fractured Republican Party and frequently dealt with blows from the president. Most recently when Trump threatened to veto a $1.3 trillion omnibus, calling it, quote, ridiculous. A source telling ABC News that Ryan called the president this morning to tell him about his plans to retire. Some of Ryan's colleagues are already calling for a speaker's race before he plans to step down from the role.
Well, I think everybody will start jockeying for position immediately. They won't wait for 9 months.
House Speaker Paul Ryan is the most prominent Republican to announce that he's retiring, but he's not the only one. 23 other House Republicans announced that they will not be seeking re-election as well. Tara Palmieri, ABC News, Washington.
Right now on Capitol Hill, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg is in the middle of another round of tough questioning from lawmakers. Nearly half the Senate grilled Zuckerberg for 5 hours yesterday. He began that hearing by formally apologizing for the host of issues plaguing Facebook and promising to do better. He also said Facebook is cooperating with special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into the 2016 election meddling.
Deeply in what we're doing. And I know that when we address these challenges, we'll look back and view helping people connect and giving more people a voice as a positive force in the world. I realize the issues we're talking about.
Last month, it was revealed the data mining group Cambridge Analytica accessed the data of 87 million Facebook users without their consent. Well, here's your chance to help a Sarasota couple that lost both of their sons in separate tragedies. Mary Beth and Rob Dittmars endured every parent's worst nightmare 14 years apart. Christopher lost his battle to leukemia in 2001, and then Jared was killed in a spearfishing accident near the Rinling Bridge in 2015. A nationwide foundation called Where Angels Play is now building its 48th memorial playground in honor of the Dittmars. The group was founded by a retired NYPD officer who was touched by the outpouring he and his colleagues received after 9/11. Mary Beth says she's glad the foundation chose their family to help leave a legacy for their two sons.
I think every parent wants their children to grow up to leave a legacy, and our two boys are going to be part of this legacy of love, a place to play for children in a beautiful spot, and we know where our boys are, and we know they'll be looking down on it.
Angels Play Foundation began after the Sandy Hook school massacre. Founders have since built 47 memorial playgrounds around the world in the wake of the tragedies. They plan to rebuild this playground in South Lido Park next week, and a fundraiser is set for this Saturday at Evie's Tavern and Grill on Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota. Will go from 1 to 5 p.m. The family-friendly event will include live music, kids' activities, and a silent auction. A $20 donation is encouraged. You can find more information on our website at mysuncoast.com. If I could pick a day to go to a playground, it might be a day just like this.
Oh, it's spectacular,
you know?
Out there. Yeah, it really is. I can't wait to get out in the fresh air and enjoy it because, you know, it's April. It's not going to last long.
No, not much longer,
not much longer. So beautiful out there right now. Looking at tower cam this morning from, or not our tower cam, but the Lakewood Ranch webcam this morning. You can see all the cloud cover that was around when you woke up and dawn broke on the Suncoast. Then a lot of drier air started to mix away those clouds, and we're left with what you see now, a lot of blue sky, both inland and near the coast. In fact, it's pretty much wall-to-wall sunshine out there. Not much in the way of a rainfall chance today, and the cloud cover will continue to erode away from north to south across the entire viewing area. Right now, Charlotte County still has a little bit of residual cloud cover left, but this is the water vapor imagery, which shows you the dry air in tan here in mid and upper levels. It is just all over the state of Florida, and that dry air upstream continues on back toward Texas and into Mexico. So there's several days worth of dry air here. 73 degrees thereabouts across the region, representing about a 7 to 8 degree cooler temperature today than we had yesterday, even despite the fact that we had cool downdrafts from thunderstorms yesterday. Daytime high about 77, nighttime low in the 60s. Forecast for the weekend includes some rain showers. We'll talk about that in a minute, Scott.
John, thank you. Happening today, a hearing will determine if Nikolas Cruz can afford to pay for his own legal defense. Right now, the 19-year-old is being represented by the Broward County Public Defender's Office. Cruz has confessed to fatally shooting 17 people at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland on Valentine's Day. Prior to that shooting, Cruz said he would inherit $800,000 from his deceased parents after his 22nd birthday. If that turns out to be true, the Public Defender's Office could be reimbursed in 3 years. Prosecutors say they will seek the death penalty for Cruz. It's the oldest and one of the highest honors you can get in combat. It's called the Purple Heart. Now, many of those heroes live right here on the Suncoast who own Purple Hearts, and now one county is showing its appreciation to those veterans every day. ABC 7's Marla Spence has more.
Today is the first full day Manatee County is being recognized as a Purple Heart County. It's the 25th county in the country to honor military veterans in this way. It's a daily reminder of the sacrifices made by more than 17 Purple Heart recipients that now live in Manatee County. So far, about 40,000 military veterans live on the Suncoast. ABC 7 spoke to Lee Washington, the county veteran services officer. He tells us it took 2 years to make this happen.
You know, when you think about these gentlemen standing behind me, will never be made whole. They left something of themselves on the battlefield. We want to ensure that all the citizens of Manatee County every single day are reminded why we have the freedoms that we do in not only this nation but around the globe.
Manatee County is also honoring local Purple Heart recipients by installing 53 parking signs for them at county parks, county buildings, and public libraries. The parking signs that'll be installed could have cost between $4,000 to $6,000 to the county, but it's not costing a dime. All the signs were donated by the Wounded Warrior Family Support Foundation. We spoke to a Purple Heart recipient who was a first lieutenant in the Vietnam War. He says he's truly grateful.
Well, that would be a very nice convenience. I appreciate it, and I think it's nice. I've never heard of another county in the United States doing this. This is the first time I've ever heard of it.
The Property Management Department with Manatee County is also donating their time and will be installing all of those signs for free. I'm Marla Spence reporting in Bradenton for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Here in the Suncoast, Holmes Beach is using more road signs to protect pedestrians. 14 pedestrian safety signs were recently added at the city's S-curves. This comes on the heels of a January accident where a car struck 2 pedestrians on Gulf Drive. One of them died. The new signs flash and warn drivers to look out for pedestrians who are crossing the street.
We still want the pedestrians to use the proper walkways, the proper crosswalks. We don't want them crossing the street on the curve, but we know that we're not going to be able to stop that. We can just try and educate them and educate the driving public that they might encounter a pedestrian in the curve.
There are plans to upgrade the crosswalks so people can easily push a button and lights will flash to warn drivers. That's expected to be talked about at an upcoming Holm Beach City Commission meeting. It turns out even manatees are working on their swimsuit bodies this time of year. Hugh and Buffett, the resident manatees at Mote Marine Lab, are part of a new exercise study where they have to swim against the current in a pool. The endless pool works just like a treadmill for humans. The study is designed to track a manatee's energetic cost of continuous swimming. Hugh and Buffett are rewarded for their hard work with apples and carrots and, of course, much deserved breaks. Let's get back to the kitchen again and check in on lunch with ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher.
onions are sauteed with the fresh ginger and the garlic. Then we added the red curry paste, about 3 tablespoons or so, and organic chicken stock. Now I'm going to take that chicken that I seared myself, but I did mention, I took it off the bone. I did mention you can use a roast chicken that you buy at the store, no problem if you prefer, or if you have leftover chicken, that's great too. So you're going to bring that up to temperature, let that temperature start to heat it up. The next thing we're going to add a couple carrots, and I like to add spinach or kale. Anytime I can get some green leafy vegetables in the soup, that I'm going to really go for it. So we're going to do some green leafy kale. Last batch, I think I used some spinach too. Now, even though we have the soba noodles, you can still go ahead if you want to have both. I'm going to stick in some sweet potato spirals. You can make them at home with your Vegetti or the spiralizer, but it's a nice option if you don't want to use the noodles. What I love, like I said, are the buckwheat noodles, because so many people that have restricted diets can still have the buckwheat noodles. So let's just stir that in there and let it all simmer. Then we're going to add sliced red peppers, julienne, so those are the thin strips. And I can see as the pot is filling up that we're going to need some more chicken stock. Not a problem. Since I started with 6 cups, to add another 2 cups is going to be fine, even more. So you just kind of gauge as you go, but by adding more chicken stock after we simmer this for half an hour, we have to gauge whether we need a little more red chili paste. Now, to save time, what I did was I already blended this. Normally what you'll do is you'll take your can of coconut milk and you'll put it in the blender, and then you'll take about 2 cups worth of the broth. Okay, if you get some noodles and chicken and veggies in it, and blend that. And when you do, it comes out this beautiful color. This becomes a slight thickening agent. See how thick it came out? Now you could blend the entire soup, but it's just not necessary, because I think this makes for the most wonderful, it's almost like a stew, you know, it's so hearty. So then, in the last few minutes, we're going to add some julienne snow peas, and when we come back to taste, let's put in some bright lime and some scallions, and we have a spicy, warm supper ready to go all in one bowl.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Fun for the whole family, the 26th Annual Venice Sharks Tooth Festival, benefiting special athletes of Sarasota County, fossil vendors, arts and crafts, food, children's games, and live entertainment with headliners the Gator Creek Band on Friday night, Rockin' Rogues, Maiden Cane, Glass Onion, Kettle of Fish, Paisley Craze, and the Boogeymen. Admission $4, children 12 and under free. Parking is free. The annual Venice Sharks Tooth Festival, April 13th, 14th, and 15th at the Venice Airport Festival Grounds.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
When money's tight and emergencies arise, CashNetUSA.com is available 24/7 to deliver quick loans for approved customers when they need it the most.
Apply now at CashNetUSA.com.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we are looking at a temperature of 73 degrees. We have a dew point value of 50. It feels very calm and quiet out there right now. blue skies wall to wall. Very nice. I think we'll be looking at that kind of a condition today and tomorrow and maybe even the day after. So enjoy it while you can, because in April, it won't be long before the humidity is back. In fact, that'll probably happen by Saturday or so. A few scattered showers out in the Atlantic waters. Other than that, that's all that's left over of the frontal boundary that brought us yesterday's heavy, excessive rainfall. In fact, we have quiet conditions on radar and will. The trough of low pressure, the frontal boundary, if you will, now down to our south, exiting our area. Thin line of clouds still exists out in Gulf waters, and that's all that's really left of the frontal boundary. It'll continue to just plunge southward, and pretty soon the entire state will be absolutely crystal clear in terms of the sky cover. As far as the temperatures go, well, our daytime high will probably be a little bit cooler than average, coming in around 77 degrees or so. Low relative humidity, though, will make that feel very comfortable. Plus, we'll have that breezy wind that'll also make it feel very nice. 74 degrees the evening temperature, and I think it'll be a pretty beautiful sunset with a high pressure building back to the west. You know, that's oftentimes gives us a kind of beautiful sunset, plus a few residual clouds out in Gulf waters. It'll be lovely. And then the overnight temperature is probably falling down into the 60s. You wake up tomorrow morning with a general easterly wind. I think you'll probably have 60 as a nighttime low. Forecast calling for, over the next several days, this high pressure ridge to continue building southward. Frontal boundary back to the west, we're going to have to keep an eye on that one, because that one actually is going to be a little bit more of a potent cold front containing a little bit cooler air. So by the time our temperatures warm around here, as that high moves to the east and we develop an easterly wind flow and the moisture starts returning, well, that front could actually produce some pretty heavy rainfall again, just like the last one did perhaps, and perhaps even some severe weather. So we'll keep an eye on it, see how it develops, and figure out what the timing is. Right now it looks like probably the second half of Sunday. North wind coming in at about 15. Look for a moderate chop on your bay and inland waters throughout the day into the evening and overnight tonight. 77, our daytime high. Tomorrow a little bit warmer, and when the warming trend really continues right straight into Saturday. By Saturday, I think we'll have a lot more humidity around here and you'll feel it. Then on Sunday, that chance of rainfall, and then cooler temperatures on Monday and Tuesday. Scott?
John, thank you. In consumer news, it looks like we'll all be paying even more at the gas pump this summer. The U.S. government estimates gas prices will be about 14% higher than last summer, which will make the average gallon of gas cost about $2.74. The price hike is being blamed on the rise of global oil prices. AAA reports the average price for a gallon of gas right now stands at $2.66 across the U.S. Some gun makers will not be able to use Bank of America to support their businesses anymore. The bank will no longer finance gun companies that manufacture military-style rifles for the public. The bank had previously said it was looking for ways to help stem violence after the school shooting in Parkland. Bank officials say they are not sure if they'll stop doing business with retailers that sell those guns as well. Many people love to indulge in fresh strawberries this time of year, but before you do, make sure you wash them well. For the third year in a row, strawberries have topped the Dirty Dozen list from the Environmental Working Group. Researchers rank pesticide contamination in dozens of fruits and vegetables. Spinach came in the runner-up spot, followed by nectarines, apples, and grapes. The group says close to 70% of all non-organic food has some sort of contamination. Still to come in your Suncoast News, singer Mariah Carey says she's been dealing with a major medical diagnosis. Tell you what it is and why she's speaking out right after this.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Did you know you could get life insurance in just a few minutes? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with just a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, TruStage Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you. TruStage cares for you the same way you care for your family. In fact, TruStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast. My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-809-8372 now. Any amount of protection can help, and you are guaranteed to be accepted. In just a few minutes, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Getting life insurance can be fast and easy, and it could cost less than you think. Plus, your price will never increase, and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-809-8372 now for a free, no-obligation quote. It's fast and easy. Plus, you get TruStage's 30-day satisfaction guarantee. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-809-8372 today.
Choral Artists of Sarasota presents Saints and Singers. The powerful voices of the 40 choral artist singers are joined by acclaimed mezzo-soprano Amy Jo Connors, performing John Rutter's arrangements of such beloved spirituals as Joshua Fit the Battle of Jericho, When the Saints Go Marching In, and more. The concert also features medleys highlighting hits from Broadway and the sublime music of Cole Porter. Sunday, April 15th, 7:30 p.m. at First Church, Sarasota. Tickets and info are at choralartistsarasota.org or by calling 387-4900.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
So here we have it, a steaming bright bowl of Thai soup, Thai chicken soup with the soba noodles. I put in a little garnish of some fresh cilantro and chopped scallions, use the white ends of them, and then a squeeze of lime or two. I'm gonna do two because I really like that tangy citrus that hangs over. You can even leave the lime right in the bowl. But this is all you need because you have the soba noodles and the vegetables. It makes for such a rich dish. Serve it with some chopsticks and an Asian spoon, and you're gonna really enjoy it. You can log on to mysuncoast.com, click on recipes, and you'll be able to get this recipe, the video, and so many more things. We're even putting up some of my recipes on Pinterest, so you can follow along in so many different ways. So while I enjoy a hot bowl of soup, I'm gonna pass it back to you guys and save some so you can have a warm bowl yourselves.
All right, Judy, thank you so much. Looks good. In entertainment news, you can nominate a star for the Hollywood Walk of Fame. David Daniel has details on that, plus a Mad Men star's new movie and whether a certain action star is running for president. It's all in today's Hollywood Minute.
2,000 years of revenge, vendetta, murder. Welcome to Beirut.
Mad Men star Jon Hamm heads to the Mideast in Beirut. Hamm plays a jaded former diplomat called upon to defuse an explosive situation after an old friend is taken hostage in Lebanon. Beirut is now in theaters. Now that Tracy Morgan has joined the stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, who do you think should join him? The Hollywood Chamber of Commerce is now accepting nominations for the class of 2019. Anyone can submit a nomination, including fans. Applications are due May 31st, and the Walk of Fame committee will meet in June to make its selections. More details at walkoffame.com.
And things become so heated and start to bubble over and boil over, it requires, I believe, the government and great leadership to step in.
Dwayne Johnson had no problem seeing his new film Rampage as a metaphor for the giant problems roiling the U.S. these days. But speaking of leadership, what about all those rumors of The Rock running for president?
In 2020, no.
Ah, well, at least we have his movies. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Singer Mariah Carey says she has bipolar disorder. Carey says for years she didn't want to believe her diagnosis, But now the superstar says she's proud to share it with the world. Carey says she was first diagnosed in 2001 when she was hospitalized after having a breakdown. Carey says she's now in therapy and taking medication to help treat her condition. Singer Gwen Stefani is heading to Sin City. She says she'll perform a 25-day concert residency in Las Vegas. Gwen Stefani, I'm Just a Girl, will run at Zappos Theater at Planet Hollywood Resort and Casino starting June 27th. The shows will run through mid-March of next year. Tickets will go on sale on Friday. Actor Bruce Willis will be the next victim of Comedy Central's roast. The Die Hard star joked in a statement that it wouldn't be the first time he'd be tied to a chair and held hostage by a group of humorless bad guys. The roast will happen this summer in Los Angeles with an air date to be announced sometime in the next few months. Finally, the Harry Potter books are getting a makeover. This year marks the 20th anniversary of the American publication of Book One, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And to mark the occasion, Scholastic is designing new jackets for the blockbuster series. When placed side by side chronologically, the 7 books create a single image that tells Harry's story, from his arrival at 4 Privet Drive to his final battle at Hogwarts. Scholastic plans to release a collectible box set coming up in September. Good gift for the holidays later this year for all those Harry Potter fans.
Great books.
Yeah, they are.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't the illustrator of Harry Potter live here at least part of the time?
Yes, Manatee County.
Kind of cool.
I know. Thanks for joining us. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you at 5.